Hi everyone, this is Kareem. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today about some junk journals that I've been working on this year, and really just kind of talking about different ways that you can junk journal. Like, as those that are already in the hobby, you will know that, you just do. But some people get intimidated, especially when you're first starting off. I was recently talking to a friend that I took to Scriptus and got really excited seeing the enthusiasm that myself and Amalia from Addict Door Creations had exploring Scriptus, and really just like our overall enthusiasm of the hobby. So we kind of encouraged her to consider junk journaling, but very quickly she became very overwhelmed. And it's something that I recently connected with my friend who happens to have a Twitch channel, and I was talking about some of the things I've been up to, and a very common theme that I heard from a lot of those that were there were like, that sounds really fun, but junk journaling is very complicated and kind of overwhelming. So I was like, that's really fine. Like, you should just start somewhere. Junk journaling is really more personal than like to share with others. So I really thought like maybe having a video where I just talk about what I've done this year. So for those that don't know, I actually started junk journaling fairly recently. My mother-in-law, who happens to be Amalia from Addict Door Creations, has been making me and my sister-in-law's junk journals for several years now, and she's really good at making them. So she was hoping that it would encourage me to maybe journal in them or do different things. For me, honestly, it was very intimidating. So these all are very different styles. I think this was actually my first one that she gifted me because it was very quick, something that she made, and it's a little beat up, and it was beat up because I kind of taken it with me several places, and I was always intimidated. Like, it's so small, yet what if I mess it up? What if I make it look ugly? Like, all these like negative thoughts I went through my mind, and I don't know what happened. Like, somewhere recently, I decided, what the heck, I'm just gonna use them because they're gonna need to get used. Otherwise, I'm just hoarding onto them, and let me just try. Like, what's the worst thing gonna happen? So this one is actually the first one that I actually wrote in because I thought it was so beautiful. And I was very intimidated. I was like, I was gonna make it ugly, that I needed to stay in the same color scheme. Like, I started making my rules for myself. And honestly, you shouldn't do that. I think that's like probably like my number one rule is, don't make your journal how other people want to make your journal. Because to be honest, most junk journals, they're really more personal. It's like a kind of like a diary. I really struggle with diaries or like journaling every day where like you're writing all your thoughts, because you have to fill the page. You have to do all this stuff with this deep thought and analysis, which is honestly not me. So this is the first journal. The first little thing is there's a little tuck spot that Amalia made for me, and I kind of covered it up. This is not what it actually looks like. On here is actually my address because I was very concerned that someone was going to find it, but this actually was a beautiful envelope that she mailed me from Atlanta, and I really, really loved it, and I wanted to like save it. So this was like my first real attempt of like I was like, this is going to look beautiful. And honestly, it only needs to look beautiful for you. I can tell you there's a lot of imperfections in this journal. I'm not a very good sharp cutter. I didn't rub these edges, but you know what? Nobody cares. This is my journal. This is actually, it's got some beat up on the postcard. That might have been from me. It might have been not from me. There's some hair that I'm pretty sure is stuck from like being in my bag, but it is what it is. This is the inside. This are some postcards that I got on my travels in Ithaca. And this was like my first attempt, May 19th, to like kind of write a little thing. And I could already see myself overwriting things. And I was like, oh, I had to make it really small so that everything fits. And I made these cute little edges and like these little things and make a cute sticker. But I started quickly realizing, like, who was I doing this for? Was I doing this for myself? So one of the really nice things about the junk journals that Amalia has made me is that these were actually really small. So it allowed me to do things like this. This was Today I made a map of Ithaca and it went extremely well and I'm super proud of it. That's like like a sentence or two and a sticker and it's done. Like I put a little sticker in the back in case I wanted to flip it over, but I started realizing that I didn't have to write a novel. I could just write a quick summary of my day and date it and make it cute, and it was done. So it really, I started going like, why am I causing myself so much grief? So these are some cute little things that I did, and like sometimes I was writing very personal thoughts down, but they're not something serious. They're not anything to be afraid of. This one is actually kind of cute because it's something important that I was like, oh, I need to put it inside a special pocket. This one says, I decided to cut 18 inches of hair because my hair was giving me a headache, and honestly, it was time for a change. And I've had the perfect sticker for it, and this actually looks really cute. There's like mushrooms on the back, so I tied the mushrooms and like stuck a hair thing. And so Amalia has some little tuck spots. Amalia is really amazing at like using not just paper, but also fabrics in her journals. All of her journals, actually all three of these are a little bit different layouts. But as you can see, like some of these are really short. Like I went to a graduation, I went to a game night. These are like really short and sweet. This one's honestly my shortest one is like, this is when Ithaca Festival was happening. I was coming for, I went to the ex-ambassadors concert that my cousin was going to, and her friend had an extra ticket, so I went there for free, and that was a little thing. And then I was like, I went during Ithaca Festival, I went and had dinner. And just looking at this, I think I wrote the date wrong here. That doesn't look right, but you know what? I know that right now, and I've been looking at this journal multiple times, and nobody's here spell checking me or checking my typos. I now know that that is wrong, but I don't care enough to change it. There's some more of those little tiny little tuck spots in here. Sorry if you guys can hear the noise. I actually live in a pretty busy street. And I kind of talk a little bit about the ex-ambassadors event and how I was really excited that I saw New West, who sings Those Eyes, and it was the best night ever. And then I even got a picture with the lead singer of New West. And that was honestly a really great day. And there's some other really great days that I really had, or just notes. I went to walk 3 miles with my cousin Bree and had dinner with her family. And we went through a walking trail. And honestly, this kind of sums up what Cass Park in Ithaca kind of looks like. And this kind of just really a kind of nice color scheme. But then I started quickly realizing that I was putting a lot of pressure on myself, staying within the schemes. And I then made my next journal, which I'm really glad that Amalia gave me a variety of journals to try to figure out what I really liked. So this is a much more an accordion style. You can see I was pretty ambitious in the month of June. June is actually pretty light time in my work schedule. And I utilized the opportunity to write every single day, quick little things. Honestly, some of these were done like on the same day. I did both the day before and the day after, but I kind of decided to make each page a little bit different than the other. Some of these stay within the same color scheme as the front cover. Some of these do not. This actually doesn't have anything because it's a place for your thoughts. So these are my thoughts. Some of these are using fountain pen ink. Some of them are using like this is Midori paper. There's little tuck spots. There's not tuck spots. Some of these have stickers. I really try to incorporate some of the stickers in every page. And then these are all really fun. I realized halfway through writing this journal when I was talking to Amalia that she originally actually had this as the front cover and this was the back cover, but this looked like 2020 or 2024 or whatever. So I originally thought this was the front cover, so this is where I started. But you know what? I like it starting here. I don't like this as the front cover, and that's fine. This is my journal. So then if you flip it over, believe it or not, it keeps going. I started going here And this is where it got kind of crazy. So Amalia, love her, decided to put a little journal inside of this accordion thing. And this happened to coincide horribly when I was actually traveling for work. And but you know what? It worked out perfectly fine. So what I did was I used the stickers that I got on my travels, and then I just started writing notes about different things around them. And then I just started sticking more stickers here, and I never really finished writing in these little grid papers, but it's okay because I managed to use all of the stickers that I've been hoarding in my sticker pile and just kind of using them. And then some of them that like I wrote where they were from, like this was from Princeton, this was from MIT, this was also from MIT, because some of these stickers do not say where they're from, so it was nice to like write myself a little note. And I just kept going, and I just kept going and going and going until I made it to the end of the month. And honestly, being consistent on finishing, like, this is actually when Saturn was in retrograde, so I don't know why, but I actually was like, you know what, that's what this page is going to be. And yeah, so, and some of these don't match what they're talking about. So like this one is talking about just like family drama and things like that. But there's just so much different pages in here, and I'm really proud that I was pretty consistent on this. But this is, as you can see, a very different style from this one over here. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea. But this one probably was one of my most chaotic journals. This was during the time my brother was leaving my house and he was going to be moving. So I started the first page as I normally do. I was talking about the barbecue that my dad, my adopted dad, had for us, and just kind of wrote a little thing here. And then I kind of just started randomly just throwing, nothing in here is dated. Some of these are not finished. I was writing a note in terms of like what snacks I need to buy for September 5th. I don't even remember what was happening on September 5th. Things like I had coffee with work, just random things here. I was kind of flipping through. Some of these again are not finished, but I don't remember. I just remember I was like, this is enough. I'm like, okay, I need to finish the page. I could probably stick a sticker here to finish it out, but I didn't feel like it. Some of these are in random order. So like this is from January. This is talking about my trip in September. This is later in early September. This actually happened in early August, but I thought this page fit a little bit better. This is the 22nd and the 23rd, so this actually kind of goes consecutively. And I finished this page, and I didn't finish these two pages, but honestly, I did decorate them, and I think I like them. But at one point, I was like, I am done with this journal. This journal was way too chaotic for me. But it really was like me finally realizing that none of these pages need to be finished fully for me to be happy with it. I personally feel like this journal was either just too chaotic. It just started getting too chaotic for me to finish. But I kind of like the chaos because you know me as a person, I have a bit of a problem letting go. So honestly, I think this was a good exercise on like, just pick a page, fill it out. If you don't fill it out, it's not the end of the world. Like, just do it. And it's fine. I also really hate this paper, but it's also really interesting. It gives it a different vibe. And it has this cute little ribbon. So these are all different journals. I really do believe that there is like no right way of journaling or junk journaling or whatever you're doing. I think we all put a lot of emphasis on things being perfect. Nothing in any of these journals, especially not this one, are perfect. There's some imperfections even making the journals. I know that Amalia could probably talk a lot more about just the imperfections that are in some of her journals, but that's what makes us human. A really good quote that I got from a good friend was, He went to a mosque, and there was a beautiful area. It was like so symmetrical. Everything was gorgeous. Everything was intricate. It was beautiful. Like, it was probably one of the most beautiful, perfect places he'd ever been. And he said that there was like a tile that was like crooked, and that he was like, why won't you just like take the tile out and make it perfect? And they were like, well, it's to remind us that no one is perfect. Nothing is perfect. The only thing that's perfect is God, because obviously it's in a mosque, and God or Allah. And really just emphasizing that as human beings, we are flawed. And so not to emphasize so much on the perfectionism. So that's my little TED talk on just junk journaling, my experience with these 3 journals. I did just finish this morning my newest journal that I received from Amalia, which is actually like the size of all 3 of these combined, which was a very big endeavor. And honestly, it is nothing like these, to be honest. This year I have done every single journal a little bit differently. This journal is definitely more geared towards like more traditional junk journaling. This one is more like a diary. This one is just straight chaos. And that one, my newest one, which I will record a flip through and actually tag Amalia's original video, because she did make a video of her making it and just kind of like what the tucks and things are. Doesn't have much words. It is just ephemera. It is just what I was feeling on that page on those days, and just really just encapsulating the memories, but not so much giving a lot of detail. So with that being said, I hope this was really helpful for you. I will definitely tag Amalia's YouTube channel in the description box. And so definitely go and give her a follow. But I hope that you guys don't try to be as perfect. I struggle with perfection a lot. And I think junk journaling has definitely been very therapeutic on like not doing that anymore. Well, with that being said, I wish you guys all a good night, because it is very late. I definitely decided to do this impulsively because I got this beautiful cloth, which honestly I completely forgot to mention. This is an homage to Amalia's current setup, so definitely try to see if you see the similarities and what the differences are. And I will definitely bring back the fact that this is an homage to my next video, because I did not spend enough time talking about this beautiful tablecloth. Well, have a good night, guys. Bye.